What's up? Listen to this video. More listen to them. You will hear, see what it be say you dey my mind, Now this my the talk so.
When you steal what you have borrowed, leaving your predecessor to pay, it's either called alluta continua or undocumented severance. Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed on Wednesday last week announced that Nigeria has received $800 million from the World Bank to share to 50 million Nigerians as palliative before petrol subsidies are removed in June. She said this year alone, they have budgeted 3.36 trillion naira for petrol subsidy until mid-2023. This is as Sunday Dare, Minister for Sport, said 21 billion naira will be needed to renovate the National Stadium in Lagos. And then, wait for the big one. Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika announced that he had commissioned 10 firefighting trucks for the airport at the cost of 12 billion naira or more. That's 1.2 billion for one truck. I don't know whether to cry or laugh. No wonder both young and old Nigerians are leaving the country in droves because certainly they will feel there's nothing left for them. But the one went off me for all of them. Politicians that are quick to go abroad for minor ailments are legislated to stop Nigerian trained medical doctors from taking a job outside of the country. How you will flog your kids, deprive them of food, go out to eat, and then lock the door, say maybe they no go find food outside. That no be only juju. That is the height of irresponsibility. Anyway, very soon they would legislate, say, make embassy they give traveling visas to only them and their families. They hear the smell. Assemblies of non-nationals masquerading as National Assembly. I bet second base, Jerry. In 2014, during the 2015 general election campaign, Buhari, in one of these numerous interviews, was quoted to have said, there's nothing like petroleum subsidy in Nigeria. What they call subsidy is fraud. But in 8 years of his government, he spent trillions of dollars subsidizing the same thing he called fraud. Anyway, so sorry, I forgot NNPC said it's not subsidy, but under recovery. Able, using big grammar to cover ineptitude and fraud. Now, according to them, they have received $800 million from the World Bank to share to 50 million Nigerians as palliative after removing fuel subsidy in June. But please permit me to ask stupid questions. How many times Buhari government will remove subsidy? Remember, in 2016, they removed subsidy as announced by Ibe Kachuku, then Minister for Petroleum, and said they have budgeted, money for cushioning. What happened to that one? If you no remove subsidy in 8 years, why dash a new government subsidy remover a month after the end of your administration? How did they determine those poor citizens? Because despite the poverty all around me as a community leader, have never seen any beneficiary of these social investment interventions. If you are stopping borrowing for consumption, why borrow to share for consumption? Even if that is the condition for the money, won't you reject it? All the money they showed us, the Vice President, Professor Yomi Oshibanjo, was sharing in various markets during election. How has it eradicated poverty? Another one is in a country that is the poverty capital of the world with more than 133 million Nigerians living below poverty line. How did they conduct the registration to arrive at 50 million people as beneficiaries? How much will each person get that will actually cushion the impact of subsidy removal? The question plenty, just add your own. Instead of make these people tell us say they want to package severance for themselves as they are leaving office, they are deceiving or suspecting citizens with their boju-boju arrangement called palliative cushioning. The same government that refused to share food donated to citizens as palliative during COVID, left the economy on a free fall for 8 years, and then used currency redesigning to push people into hunger, starvation, and debt as parting gift, is now promising to share $800 million to, or if you convert it, 596 billion naira to Nigerians as palliative or subsidy removal, and you believe them, then something must be wrong with you. I will therefore advocate the Transition Committee should immediately stop that disbursement and join hands in reviewing the terms and conditions of the grant or loan. After all, they never tell us whether it's a loan or grant. The incoming government should set up their own committee and template for implementing or removing any subsidy, if at all. They should refuse to be browbeated into it by the government that was so much in a hurry to push that redesigning down our throat despite the hardship. And also now, the governors, please, this is the time we are calling on you again. You should approach the Supreme Court like you did during the Naira redesign to stop any last-minute cash sharing, considering the fact that the economy is fragile, mutual trust is broken, and tempers are high. Lastly, the incoming administration should not be in a hurry to bite this bullet of subsidy removal without a thorough investigation into it and understanding of the nuances. I don't talk my own. Well, that's where we anchor for today. For previous episodes, simply follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen, like and share. Eternal vigilance is the price you must pay for freedom. The struggle, not a lootout, must continue.
That is the country we found ourselves today. Now what we already pass through for Nigeria now. Now this man your talk so. See, when I share this video, now make me the vessel. When I share this video, make the rich other people want to.